have some of her Instagrams. So start with the beginning. I had a question for you, Kayla. So like, there was a transformation, big transformation that happened.
What?
Right.
Yeah. Just the first one, the first photos. All right. So this is like young Kayla, and then next though, like next one, like maybe a bit older. So like, I'm curious,
High school.
what happened? So that's you in these two pics. What happened between then here, and then this?
She straightened her eyebrows.
Here, next,
I
here, next. Oh, is that a face tattoo?
yeah, that was my
Is
first
there one
tattoo.
more? Is there one more? Oh, well, that won't come to
So
that one
all
later.
of those in between that was
What happened? What happened?
Psychotic mother.
She got kicked out.
Crazy mom? Is that it?
Got a crazy
Was
mom.
crazy
crazy,
mom.
crazy mom, crazy dad.
Crazy dad
Mostly
too.
a crazy mom though, right?
Yes. What?
Mostly a crazy mom.
She just has mental illness.
Yeah, like, yeah,
Yeah.
I could see.
What does she have?
Okay, we don't know exactly what my aunt is a therapist, so she thinks it's like some type of personality disorder because she never got like, she has extreme ADHD, and I guess if you don't like learn how to cope with that or whatever, it can turn into like a personality disorder and like extreme depression or anxiety, stuff like that.
Okay.
But like, why follow in the footsteps of crazy though?
She's not like, that's not by choice though. Like, I'm like, I know I have ADHD, so I like look up and like read up on how to like cope with those things. I don't want to get like a prescription for Adderall because I feel like there's no need to take Adderall every single day because that's like not good for you. I don't think personally.
Yeah, but I mean, people are able to manage these conditions all the time, right? Without falling into kind of these insane traps where they decide they're going to tat themselves up, do the OnlyFans, going to rebel against dad, right? Going to do all that type of stuff.
Well, maybe it's just like my dad was really strict, like insanely strict. Like I get caught for weed once, and then I come home, and my shit's all packed.
Mm-hmm.
When like,
Did he lay down the groundwork? Don't do this, or else there's going to be this consequence.
no, we didn't. I came home, and it was just packed. And then, yeah. But then we didn't even talk about it for like 3 days. I just slept in my sister's bed.
So
then
I
my-
just want to make sure, right? Just want to make sure there was no pattern of behavior. So it wasn't like, oh, this was just the one thing that I did, and my
Oh.
dad just absolutely lost his shit, threw me
No.
out. Or was it actually that there was a pattern of behavior where you had done a bunch of over and over and
there
over
was a
again that he was
pattern
dealing with?
when I was like from like 14 to like 16. But then after I just lived with my dad, he was more lenient with me, and I had
I thought you just said he was super strict.
no. Okay, strict about like, he was born in Taiwan, so he's Asian parent strict. Plus his dad was in the military, so military strictness.
Yeah, so he had high expectations, sure.
Yeah, but I just think it was funny how we would always have talks about how he thinks alcohol is worse for people's health than versus weed, or like cigarettes are way worse for people's health versus weed. And then I got caught smoking weed once. Then
But
okay.
But was it just that it was only
No,
weed, or
no.
was there a pattern? Is the
So,
question.
Before I got kicked out, it was in like 2020 versus when COVID was happening. My stepmom, she's a nurse, and she thought like fake, even though she was a nurse.
Okay.
And so I had a full-time job, and I was like a cashier at Jack in the Box, and I'm like serving like hundreds of people every day, but then he wouldn't let me leave the house to like chill with my friends for just a little bit, and it was kind of making me go insane staying at home because my dad and my stepmom would so loud, and they wouldn't like chill out. Like
Okay.
it's 7 a.m. and I'm trying to eat breakfast, and like I'm hearing like I'm like, like why would I want to stay?
Wait, they fought loud?
Yes, and I would tell them to chill. And like, bro, I'm trying to eat breakfast. It's kind of I'm like about to throw up now because I'm hearing my dad stepmom.
So he told you weren't allowed to go out. You went out anyway, right?
Yeah, because that Trump.
So,
like, I don't hear that.
and then before that, I'm guessing that there was other restrictions he laid down, and you rebelled against those restrictions as well,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So that's a pattern of behavior.
Yeah.
So when you say, I was just smoked this weed one time, and my psychotic dad threw me out, It's not really what happened, right? What happened is there was a bunch of behavior over and over and over again that he had to correct until he finally hit a boiling point and said, okay, go get some real world experience. And then after you do, maybe maybe you'll calm your down. And now you say you have a relationship with him again, right? So maybe you do see it a little bit from his angle.
Yeah, I was like 17-year-old.
Were you a delinquent? Were you a delinquent? Like, were you engaged in delinquent ass activity? He said, don't do this, and you did it anyway.
Well, what I thought was weird was that he would always say, COVID's not real. I don't believe this, blah, 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 blah. And then when there's like, I'm going out, he's saying I can't go out because of COVID. But then he's...
Yeah, these are all justifications, though. I mean, what I'm asking you is not how you felt about it.
Yeah.
I'm asking you the opposite. I'm saying, did your old man put down tons of restrictions, which you broke constantly?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then it's a pattern of behavior, right?
Well,
so
yeah.
he gets fed up, he says, out.
Yeah.
So how is that? Wait, so the thing
But
is,
I think-
here's what I don't understand, though, right? Mm-hmm. It's like we start the story with my dad monster. Okay, this guy smoked a joint once, and this psychotic son of a threw me right out the door. And then we get into the story. No, that's not really what happened. What happened is, over time of you doing delinquent and disobeying him over and over and over again, his breaking point threw your ass out.
But he didn't give me a warning. I can't.
Why does he gave you 100 warnings? How many times did you break his rules?
He didn't say he was going to kick me out.
Yeah, but why? But here's the thing, right? It's like, how much of this is your responsibility for what you did?
All the actions I took are all mine.
They're all you. So it's like, why is he obliged? You're a week away from 18. Why is he obliged to just consistently put up if he doesn't want your behavior?
I mean, he could have been like, hey, like one, then blah, blah, blah.
You would have still done it, though, right?
No, I wouldn't. If he said one more up, I'm just...
But if he tosses you out, right, go get a taste of the real world. And then you realize, well, wait, maybe the grass wasn't greener on this side, right? Like, you don't think your dad hates you. You think he loves you, right?
I mean, last thing I said to him after I got kicked out was like, I said I, like, want to kill myself. And he said, him and my stepmom said, do it then. Like,
and did you?
No.
So he saw it as a form of manipulation.
Yeah, but like...
And it was.
I mean, then,
and it
well,
was. It was a form of manipulation, right?
I mean, then 2 years later, I overdosed and had a heart attack. So then...
Yeah, but ODing is not the same as you trying to intentionally off yourself. You can accidentally OD, for instance.
It was purposefully.
Okay, so 2 years after this, okay, which
Or like a year.
And I'm guessing it's unrelated to this event.
Well, probably because my dad, like, never talked to me or checked up on me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to go get a taste of the real world, right?
Yeah, and I got my own car. He took away my car.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got my own car 2 weeks later.
Yeah, you had to experience consequences.
Metro Mac donated $200. Oh no, it's the consequences of my own actions.
Oh my
Get them, Andrew. This should be like work for you. Brian, stop eating the burrito behind the scenes.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to beat you up. I'm just trying to.
Well, I know.
I'm just trying to look at it from the other angle here too, right?
Yeah, as I'm 22 now. Like,
yeah,
I understand.
Yeah. So the thing is like consequences, right? Meet your maker, right?
But I also thought that it was weird how just because me and my dad didn't have a good relationship, when my grandpa died, nobody told me except my grandma, and then I also wasn't allowed to go to the funeral because he thought it'd be weird because we were on bad terms.
Yeah, because you were on bad terms.
So how would it be weird?
So
where's
where's the humility? Where's the like showing up? Like, what about this? Have you ever tried this? Have you ever tried to show up and say, hey, look, Dad,
Yeah, I did.
and I'm really sorry.
I did.
And it's not going to happen again.
I did.
You did. And what does your dad think about OnlyFans?
I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't sound. It does. You don't know.
No,
You don't know what your dad thinks about
I don't know,
OnlyFans?
but like, I don't know exactly what.
So if you show up and you're like, oh, hey, Dad, I probably put myself out online for random strangers to give me money while they see my naked body. But you know what? I'm really sorry about all the stuff I did. You think he thinks you're serious?
Sorry about like the actions I've done.
Yeah.
Towards him.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's related to what my job is.
Because you are the bearer of your family's name. Do you think your dad wants his family name dragged through the mud? Here's my daughter. Oh, yeah, by the way, you can go look at all of her nudie pics online. It just cost you $9.99, Chuck.
Well, maybe I wouldn't have done that if I was sleeping in my car. It's like 18 years old.
Maybe you wouldn't be sleeping in your car if you hadn't been monumentally making the mistake of not following the rules of your home.
Well, It's both of our faults, not.
I don't
just-
think so. It sounds like it's your fault.
No,
Sounds like here's the rules. You broke them consistently over and over, and he 86'd your ass. He said, "Get out!" Right? He said, "Get out.
Yeah.
Go out in the world."
And I'm low key glad he did that because I meet a lot of people my age and they don't know how anything in the real world works.
That's right. They don't.
Yep.
And so
But-
he gave you a good taste of that. And
then that-
but I'm gonna tell you this. If you drop the OF tomorrow, all that shit tomorrow, you went to your dad and you said, "Listen, up, and it's not ever gonna happen again," it would be reconciled 5 seconds. I bet you anything.
No.
I bet you
You
would.
don't know him.
He's just a man.
You don't know him.
Okay. Well, it sounds to me this is a story I hear often, right, from young women. It's like, I'm a victim. Oh, my horrible father did all these horrible. And then you get into the story, and it turns out, well, actually, I was a shithead, right? I tried to get revenge. I broke their shit. I TP'd his house and did horrible things to him because he made me face the consequences of my actions.
No, that was because he made my sister cry. I vandalized because he made my sister
Yeah, I
cry.
know. But here's the thing, right? It's like it seems like it's kind of this perpetual war.
I am taking accountability.
How?
I literally said all the actions I've done are me.
They're based on you. So how's it his fault? You say it's
It's-
both our faults. It's your fault.
It is my fault.
It's your fault.
But it is also a.
It's not also. It's just your fault. You f***ed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
There's no also. Stop that part.
Okay.
Just me. I f***ed up.
There's like people react, and when you're a 17-year-old girl, you're literally not even an adult yet. So, can you?
You were a week away from being 18.
But you really think an 18-year-old is like actually an adult? Like
You think
legally they are,
that-
but do you expect them to
If you're
act
willful,
that mature?
if you're willful and disobedient inside your father's home, what other recourse does he have but to say, "Go taste the world"? And then when you do, and you realize how awful it can be without dad's protection, perhaps you'll come around. At some
Maybe
point.
it's because when I was like 10 and like having a tantrum as a kid, normal 10-year-old thing. Maybe regular timeout would have been cool, but he literally taped my mouth shut, taped my arms behind my back, taped me to a chair, and put me in the garage for the night.
Okay, well that's
There's-
different.
So that's probably
well,
why. I
Well,
acted this way.
that's a threshold delineation now.
Well, I'm just going to intervene. This is obviously making her uncomfortable.
So what?
So
what if it makes
what
the
I,
person
what I'm saying
uncomfortable?
is
Hang on.
We
Why
need
does
to-
everybody need to intervene for an uncomfortable conversation?
No,
it's
I'm fine
going to
with
be
an
uncomfortable.
uncomfortable-
She's fine. It's fine. Let us finish the combo.
It's just
Wait,
like
really
because
quick,
of
really
those
quick,
ac-
really quick.
I-
What's the purpose of your intervention?
No,
Is this
so-
to stop the conversation?
No. I'm just saying that, okay, you're making the point that she did a lot of things and she faced consequences. Her dad forced her to face those consequences.
Yeah.
But we're also hearing little snippets of how her childhood was not the best, and she
Yeah,
was
right
not
this
treated.
second.
She was not treated the way she should be
1 second
treated
ago,
as a
we
child.
started to hear this.
Yeah, but like
Yeah, because
I'm
we're
not gonna
peeling
start
back
off with
the
my whole
onion
life
and
That's
now
what
we're
I'm doing, right? And so now we're getting into the heart of the conversation. I'm
so,
not
like,
excusing that.
I'm not like. So,
Listen, I'm not
so
excusing
because
that. That's a
I'm-
whole different level of shit, right?
So that I think that.
But
is, like,
kids act out
he
because they
treated-
don't feel loved.
Because he treated me like that as a young kid. Because of his actions, that's probably why I acted out as a teenager.
You learn about this in like child
Is it?
psychology.
Why do you
too.
act that out as a teenager?
Because I finally had freedom to do anything. Like I had a car and I can do stuff.
So was it because you taped your arms behind your back when you were a kid, or is it because when you felt like you could do the thing you wanted to do, you wanted to do it and you did it?
Yeah, because I'm finally
wanted to
can
do
be
it.
my like self
Yeah.
I think
without
that,
like
Oh, go ahead.
you know.
I think that there's still accountability for being like a father and like
Yeah.
providing a stable relationship with your daughter. And if she acts out to provide a punishment that fixes the behavior, not worsens it down the line. Like I don't really agree with extreme corporal punishment and things like that. And like there's literally psychology and
Yeah,
like
but we're not
studies
talking
that
about
show-
extreme corporal punishment. It's not corporal
That's an
punishment to
example.
set boundaries inside of your home, and
It's
if a
corporal
person does not
punishment
adhere
to
to the
tie someone
boundaries,
up and duct
you
tape
don't
their
allow
mouth.
them to be in your home anymore.
I just mean like in this specific example, like the relationship and the upbringing that she may have had was not a regular stable relationship. Like it's harder as a young person to know how to feel, how to express yourself when you are
Yeah.
taught that it's met with
Yeah,
negative
okay, I get all
outcomes.
that, but the thing is like we literally learned about the taping of the arms and shit 1 minute ago. So before that, the idea here was only that, okay, these were consequences which were set down for the actions that you did. right? Which you said I take accountability for those actions. Now suddenly there's a pivot to when I was 10, I got duct taped and
No,
this and
but
that.
like
But
what I'm saying
before there was none of that.
Well, that's what I was saying was uncomfortable for her to speak
But,
up
like,
about the taping behind her
because
I'd be
of
back.
how
uncomfortable.
he
We're
treated
talking.
me as a kid, that does impact how I will, like,
Like progress. And
progress and like you like able to handle my own emotions. Like it traumatizing me as a kid. So then
I don't know, it's just weird. I would think he would lead with that, right? I think he would
Well,
lead with
No, not really.
Personally,
No.
you don't want to out your
Not
parents.
everybody's
on this.
gonna
I
lead
would
with that.
out my dad on this. The things he's done.
But
to me,
like
I would not.
I'm only bringing that up
say it.
now because like
Because you're pressing her.
You're acting like
Yeah, I am pressing,
I
yeah.
was only acting out as a teen, but you don't know what I went through. before
Well, I
that.
mean that's true, but it's like there's no way for me to do anything but take your word to it, right? So I just
Yeah.
will. I'm just saying that it's very normal for teenagers to act out and be
Yeah.
ridiculous assholes
Yeah.
and face consequences for that.
Yeah.
And then to cope later and say the reason that is because such and such is just a real meanie head, and then you get into the heart of it and you find out, well, wait, actually you were just kind of an asshole, right? You're
I was,
just an
I was
asshole.
probably an asshole because how he treated me when I couldn't defend myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that part, right? I just heard about it a minute ago.
Yeah, well-
So
it's like leading by example, you know, like if your parental figures are not, you know, not necessarily A+, but if they do things that kind of disobey your boundaries and like make you feel scared to talk about how you feel or whatever, it kind of closes off that part of like your life. I don't know.
yeah, but sometimes that's good. Those are boundaries. Parents have to have boundaries too.
Mm-hmm.
The parents are going to set up boundaries too. They're going to be like, okay, look, like I don't want to hear, bullshit excuses for X, Y, and Z. Just
Valid.
do it, right? That's totally reasonable and rational. The
Yeah.
problem is that it seems to me that modern women, especially, and it's not just modern. Okay, even in the '90s when I was growing up, this was a thing. That teenage women were often.
The difference between you and I as a first generation Asian American is that when I messed up growing up, I got my ass whooped and learned from it. Actions have consequences, let's
Yeah.
face it. Thank you, who cares for the TTS, appreciate it.
Yeah.
You said when you in the 90s, when you were growing up.
Yeah, even when in the '90s when I was growing up, teenagers had huge issues with authority. If you weren't bending over to kiss a girl's ass, right, then you were a mean, abusive, whatever. And this trend has just kind of continued, right, where women try to dictate what behavior parents are supposed to have or not have, and it's all based around femininity, no masculinity, which is the consequence part. And the consequence part is the important part.
I think it's how you execute that. I think it's really important to like make it known to your child, like, hey, I still love you, and even though
That's
there
a
is
feminine
punishment-
approach.
True, because I'm a woman. And
Yeah, I know, and I'm
myself
giving you
never
the
had a father
non-feminine
figure.
approach. I'm saying that the non-feminine approach is to say, okay, you fucked up, here's the consequence. Not an affirmation of like, you can do whatever you want and you will still have unfettered access to me.
What I mean is, I'm agreeing with you. So I agree. I think that
Grid One Motorsports donated $200.01.
Thank you, Grid One. Appreciate
No
it,
one
man.
has a regular, stable relationship. Parents make mistakes, but does not excuse your bad behavior and poor life choices. Coping and seething about the past does no good. Get your shite straight.
I don't know. Like, interestingly enough, she took way more responsibility for the things that she did than most of the women who were on here. To be perfectly honest, like I'll give that credit to you.
Grid One, thank you for the
pled guilty.
TTS. You were
Yeah,
saying
yep.
you were saying you agree with Andrew, but
well, more like and.
Yeah.
What I mean is like how you go about, repercussions for your actions with your child is really important, I feel. And it's like the stability and consistency of that. It's not like, oh, I spoke out of turn and now I'm scared of my safety. It's like, oh, I spoke out of turn, I'll go to timeout. It's like the difference in level of severity and irregularity of that.
What's too
punishment.
severe?
I think it's kind of hard to pinpoint.
That's right.
'cause
It's hard to
kind of a
pinpoint.
social-
Because it's hard to pinpoint, right? We're in this kind of nebulous area of we know it when we see it. So,
Right.
like, you and I would agree. Duct taping a child in a garage, that's too fucking severe.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
That's way too much, right? On the other hand, you've consistently broken my rules nonstop and are causing nothing but discord in our household. You need to go. I don't think that's too severe.
That I understand. I
Yeah.
think it's like more so how she was brought up and like the longevity and like of being around a guardian who does things that literally makes it so you can't trust them. Like that's a hard predicament to be in. And I understand wanting to rebel and wanting your own independence. Would I agree with
Do you think you
that?
should
I
fear
don't
your
know.
parents?
Sorry, what?
Do you think you should fear your parents?
I think fear has a lot of meanings to different people. I think it's the kind and like what it does to your body.
It's like very evasive.
Yeah, I'm sorry. For me, I myself was in a unhealthy situation with my upbringing. It was not great, so I had so much therapy, and like I myself rebelled. I would say. And
But do you think a child should fear their parents?
Honestly, no. I mean, I feel like you should.
And this
look
is the
up to your
feminine versus the
parents.
masculine approach, right?
Yeah.
I feared my dad. I feared the consequences of it. I loved him and still do. Love him to death. Great
the
man.
shit out of my dad.
Yeah, great man. But I was terrified if I fucked up that my old man was going to just lay into me, and he would.
Yeah.
Right? And so you know what I didn't do? I didn't fuck up. That's why I have a clean criminal record, right? That's why I've never been to jail. That's why I've never really had any of these substance abuse issues. None of that, right?
Yeah, I think it's also like important because I think boys should honestly have a masculine figure in the
So
household.
should girls.
I agree. Yeah, and like for me, I never had my mom never had boyfriends. Or,
Chris donated $200. My Asian parents were hard on me as a kid. I was resentful growing up. I am now a physician and make $100K a month and am grateful for the lessons they taught me. You are not mature enough yet, realize this.
Yo, Chris, thank you so much for the TTS, man. I don't know, is this directed at you if you want to do a response or?
That's cool, but I don't really want to be a physician.
Okay.
Like,
You were saying, do you recall?
I have ADHD. I'm sorry. Okay. Wait, okay. Yeah. So I was saying like.
What it was?
I think that it is definitely a feminine approach to not want to like fear your guardian or whatever. But like Andrew gave a really example because in his case, I'm assuming from what I've heard, I don't know him that well, that his father did it in a way that really brought him up and like enforced being a good kid or something like
His
that.
father would kick his ass if he messed up.
Yeah, you know. In my case, it was like my mom has mental health issues, and she would act out of turn and say if I left a dish in the sink, well, suddenly things are being thrown at me. So it was like for me, I was in a constant state of fear, not in like oh, I'm scared.
Sure, but I'm
like
not talking
in a-
about fear in the sense that like you're fearing for your safety just for nothing.
Yeah.
I'm talking about fear in the sense of fear of consequences.
I think that should be a thing. I think that it's important to have a parental role with someone who you respect enough to adhere to their lessons and
And which of the parents
regulations.
do you think is more likely to instill the fear of consequences?
So I'm not the best person for this because I never had
It's
a
a
father
pretty
figure.
simple question. Which parent do you think is more likely to instill a fear of consequences? Mother or the father?
For me, it was my mother. I didn't have any example of a father, no boyfriends, nothing. So I
Right,
don't
so
know.
traditionally, do you think that it's the father's job to instill consequences when the
Traditionally.
children act badly?
Yeah, traditionally, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a healthy fear to have?
Yeah, if it's executed like that, yeah.
Yeah, no, I would agree. And I'd say for girls and boys, just the same. But today, in this sort of hyper feminine world that we live in, the mother's parenting tactic is seen as the best parenting tactic.
Who says that?
Well, I think that just in general these days, when it comes to parenting, we see a lot of, put them in the corner and then tell them that you love them, and then that's the way that you discipline a child. But the father's parental tactic is very different to that. The father's parental tactic isn't, oh, I love you so much and you messed up. The father's parental tactic is, you fucked up, here's the consequences. That's it.
I think teamwork is really crucial in regular households because there are same-sex couples and stuff. I think it's like valuable because both genders add different insights to the relationship and different people take on different kinds of roles. And I think that like traditionally, the man of the household does generally have that portion of responsibility.
Yep. And you think that's just as important as the loving and caring aspect of it?
Yeah, it's yin and yang as long as it's done in a way that like is healthy to that family dynamic.
Did you have a father figure who you feared consequences from?
The thing is, my dad wanted me aborted, so he kind of dipped the moment my mom didn't get the abortion.
So you didn't have a father figure that you feared
Nothing.
consequences of?
None. I only had my mom, and she was very intense. I still love her. We're on good terms, but
Yeah, lots of the times when single mother households will produce this sort of thing.
yeah, there's hella studies on it.
I think obviously it's better to have both parents because you do need, I mean, having a mom is a crucial role. Like growing up, my dad was extremely hard and strict, and he was a disciplinary. So I feared my dad growing up if I did something wrong. But I knew I could go to my mom's room and lay with her, and she'd, scratch my head. And I had that balance. I think in this case, she didn't have that balance, and her dad probably took the disciplinary actions too far, as we learned. And so she didn't have that. She didn't have the mom role there. And
On
so,
that occasion where he tied her up, that was definitely an occasion where he took it too
and I'm
far,
sure
but
that's not the only one.
But kicking her out, and you said you went to school drunk when you were 15. It seems
Yeah.
like we said, there was a series of actions that led up to that consequence.
But do you not think that might?
And that's the
be
anger and the resentment
because-
that came out
Go on,
because
what
of
were you
it.
saying?
You don't think that might be like an outcome of how I was disciplined? a little
Perhaps.
too hard.
The thing is, like, that's all we have to go on, right? It's
Yeah.
like what you say. But what I've noticed with let's just call it the female machine, right? The female machine seems to operate on feel bad for me, feel sympathy for me, nothing I've ever done, I need to be accountable. Hang on, let me finish, and then you can respond, right? Feel bad for me, nothing's my fault, I've never done anything wrong. All of this I have an excuse for. Look, here's my excuse. Let me pinpoint this excuse. This is what I hear kind of time and time and time again. It's really interesting. So I would just ask this. Out of all of you who are here who are making pornographic content, right? Is this really just like fuck dad? He's a piece of shit, and I'm going to go show my vagina on the internet to teach him a lesson? Is that what it's about?
No, I tried to not do it for like a year while I was in school, and it was really hard doing what was it, like 40 hours a week of school, 10-hour days, and then 2 days of the week doing 8 hours. So I had 1 day off a week.
Yeah,
And then I'd be
that's pretty
falling
common.
asleep in school, and like that's not good when I'm cutting hair. It's not just studying, like I'm dyeing people's hair and cutting people's hair. I don't want to mess that up. So then I finally went back on OnlyFans, and then
I mean, sure,
can
but you're
actually,
hardly
like,
the only person who's ever gone through cosmetology school. This is not a rough school to go through, right? My wife's a cosmetologist. It's not a hard thing to go through. It's not like this master level difficulty of just,
What
and
school did she go to?
somehow she was able to get all the way through cosmetology
What
school
school,
while
do you know?
taking care of her grandmother. Well, I'm not going to name the school because I'm not going to dox any of
yeah.
that, but yeah, she went through cosmetology school while taking care of somebody who was invalid in her family. She never had to sell her vagina online, right? These things are not necessary prerequisites. In other words, like you being tired in school, you working 40 hours a week, like, okay, yeah, that's normal. That's normal, right? Most people don't revert to selling nudes of themselves in
Because
order
I
to
already
compensate
did.
for that. Right.
sell them. So I was like, well, they're already
Sure.
out there, so why don't I just go back?
That I understand.
And
I
then it
understand the
gives me-
motivation of money. I want money.
Yeah, and then it gives me the free time to put my time and effort into things that I actually want to do, like, hey, get clients, do hair. I throw events. I DJ and make music. Like and I paint. Like I do a lot of things, but I just want to have the free time to put my time into things that I want to use to grow my future. I don't know.
So then the question just becomes, is it because you do these things because you want to, or is it because you do these things because of some trauma? Like, which is it?
I do it because I want the free time.
Because you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I'm not off base here when I say, okay, when we come to the responsibility of the action, the actual action, you say, okay, that's on me. But then immediately point to these other things and say, but these bad things happen to me. Well, that's the sympathy drive portion. I'm not sure exactly though how it's related to this thing of I want though.
Isn't when you have issues like growing up with your dad, like psychologically that makes you later on in life act like this? Isn't that
I mean, it's possible
like
it's a correlate. It's possible that none of those issues happening on OnlyFans anyway. I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. I'm asking you, is it because you want to do this, or is it because you felt like you were, that's my question.
Well, I started doing it because I wanted to get an apartment and not sleep in my car. And since I already started doing it since then, like, just keep doing it.
Okay. All right.
Because, like, if I stop now, it's like, then they can just fucking find pictures online and still find it, Might as well keep making money off of it.
Yeah, but I mean, that's
Until
it's kind of a vicious trap, though, right?
Until I can
I think
figure out.
she can invest into like a business with the money she makes
I have
right
like a
now,
Roth
and then she
IRA.
can stop
I'm
forever.
going
But
to
some people
Yeah,
don't
retire
get
well.
blessed.
You
with
know how
like,
many how many women who are former porn stars and on OnlyFans who actually go and invest in a business and are able to bank on
Yeah,
that
well,
business
me
later?
and
I
Kayla are
like-
big
haven't-
ballers.
I
It's
have
it's
dreams
almost
and
not.
aspirations.
Well, not me though. I have like a Roth IRA and all of that, and
Factory workers have a Roth IRA.
Okay,
like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, it doesn't
workers are
doesn't
cool.
mean that.
But if I'm working minimum wage at a barbershop, I'm not gonna have the extra money to put into a Roth IRA, like the max that you.
Yeah, the cosmetologists can make a significant amount of money if they're very good at their
Yeah, but
job.
it
$200,000-300,000 a year is not something they can't do. They rent
Yeah,
a chair.
but that'll take about like at least 5 years to start
Yeah,
getting.
you have to establish
and
yourself.
it's
That's
better
true.
when for
That's
Roth
the way it
IRA to
works.
invest early as much money as you can as early as you can.
Yeah, I know. But here's the thing: easy money come, easy money go, as they say. That's why most people who win the lottery are broke within a couple of years.
You see it a lot with NFL footballers and NBA basketballers
Yeah,
as
they
well.
blow all
they,
their money.
they
Blow it
spend all
all.
their money. They acquire a certain lifestyle, and then when the money stops coming, when the gravy train stops, their lifestyle is the same, and then eventually gets to a point where you're just broke.
Yeah, well. I
But
know a
then
lot
they're
about-
broke with naked pictures of them out there. So it's like, you know what I mean? It never seems like it's a good trade-off.
I mean, I guess I got my nudes leaked when I was like a minor, so like.
Yeah, we'll
Don't-
don't
stay.
talk
We'll
about
still
that.
clear of that
Yeah,
that
but,
topic.
like,
I understand.
control.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's you got to think of it like compound interest, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like the more you do a thing, the more that thing's going to be out in the ethos. Like, let's say I only did one debate online my entire life, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's buried in a couple of months. Nobody ever remembers it, right? Nobody's ever going to give a shit again, right? But let's just say now I compound it and I do 1,000 debates in a year. Okay, well now this is something that the internet's going to remember, this type of thing. So it compounds, is what I'm saying. It's like the earlier you stop the behavior, the better it is.
And it also escalates.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as your lifestyle continues to increase, if you make more money, you're going to have to do more things online to support that lifestyle.
I-
So it escalates.
I guess,
It
but
always inevitably escalates.
I mean, all the money right now I've been like putting into, like I have like a DJ. Okay.
Chris donated $200. LOL, she became an online prostitute and ruined her future so that she could max out the $7,000 annual contribution in her Roth. You can't make this stuff up. This home math is ridiculous.
Hoe math? That's new.
Well, it's an attribute to a creator, very, very smart creator online who calls himself Homath. And what he does is he breaks down the economic models of relationships, OnlyFans, these types of careers, and shows people mathematically and logically where these things lead. Very, very, very smart guy. That's what the attribute is to. That's what he's.
Yeah.
So.
When you talk about your business aspirations with DJing, what else was it?
I like paint and stuff. Do hair.
How do you intend on using the money that you've made from OF to create a sustainable business?
We actually throw shows like every month, and just threw a show in New York, and that went really good.
What kind of show?
Like just we get a lineup of DJs and stuff, and set up the lights and choose the theme.
Are you a bit partner in it, or do you
Yeah.
own it?
It's me and my friend that
Yep.
do it together.
And what kind of a profit do you see from a night?
Well, we just started it, and it's done pretty good. I don't know off the top of my head, but usually
What's your job? Are you managing the finances? Are you managing the tickets? Are you managing the
she
promotion?
does that part. She loves doing like the math and the emails and
And
stuff.
your job?
I do like the creative direction and like because we do photo shoots to like promote it and stuff.
So are you coordinating the DJs or?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what kind of a venue are you hiring? What's the capacity of the venues?
Right now, I think the biggest one we did was like 300.
How many events have you done?
I would have to look on like the Instagram. But
1,
at
2,
least
5,
over
10?
5.
Over 5.
Yeah.
Right. So how much is a ticket?
We have like early bird tickets that are like $10, and then if you get them the day of, it's like 20 something.
Right. So $20, 300 tickets. It's like $600, $6,000, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So $6,000 in a night. Then you'd have to pay all the DJs. You'd have to
Yeah.
pay all of the marketing fees, all of this sort of thing.
Yeah, never
Do you
met.
get a
never
return
lost
from the
money.
bar? I'm assuming that you don't hire the venue. The venue just makes money off the bar, or do you have to hire a venue?
It depends from bar to bar, or like from each venue. Like it's different.
Right. Could that be a sustainable thing that you could do full time?
Yeah, I think so. You know, like what Boiler Room is.
Yeah. How many events would you have to do per month?
We try to do like once a month.
So once a month, $6,000. Let's say take away generously, leaving you with $3,000 a month between two of you, and then tax.
Yeah, and then usually we try to, because we're small right now, we're trying to just we put it back into the next show, so then it'll keep going.
If you did it once a week, it could be something. If it
Yeah,
was a good,
we're
if it was a
trying
good
to
night.
do it more. You
Yeah.
know, yeah.
Yeah.
Yay, good for you.
Sounds like a half decent business model. If you did it
Yeah.
enough.
And
Yeah.
eventually we want to own a club.
Well, you'd have to build up for a few years, do that 5 years of work that we were talking about before.
Yeah, but it's
Do
almost been a year.
consistent events, make a name for yourself, big social media presence, and then you buy your club.
All right. Not sure what I missed there, but talking about business or something.
Just business ideas, bro.
All right.
You wouldn't know.
So we have